And start my video. All right. Hey. Get my notice. Hold on. Get all my stuff up so I can see. Where's my stuff? Okay, we're live. We're live on Facebook. And we should be live on YouTube. I didn't get the YouTube notice. Oh, I did. Got it. All right. I am live everywhere. My phone's connected. I am live. How are you? Let me find my comments. That's there. Let me find my comments on here. There we are. Woohoo! You guys probably got here before I did. Hey, Chris, Sharon, Christine. How is everybody? Hey, Diane. Let's see. Y'all are YouTube, so let me go to Facebook. Make sure I'm seeing. Yep, I'm seeing Facebook. I want to be able to.
There we are.
Whoops.
Woohoo!
Turn my sound off. Hey, Rhonda and Amy, I see y'all. Trying to move the stuff out of my way so I can see y'all. How's everybody? It's hot here. Our bridges opened yesterday. In fact, I went and met Paula to drop some stuff off to her. She had brought me to fire for her, and then I didn't get it fired. Oops. But I went to drop it off to her, and I had to go all the way around because our bridges were closed, and then go all the way around to come back. As soon as we get home, we realized the bridges just opened. We didn't have to go all the way around, so our bridges are finally open. We have 3 ways in, and 2 of them were closed from water over the bridges, and those are the ways that we would go to the lake. So we couldn't even go to the lake because if we go to the lake, it's in the evening when we're done working. And I'm not going, 20 miles out of my way because of the bridges and then have to come back 20 miles out of the way in the dark. So we have not gone. Last week's live. Shoot. I forgot all about it. I did something different. Tuesday for the live, I was making this, and then when the internet wouldn't work, I was frustrated because I had to cancel, so I put it away and forgot all about it. But look how big this is. This is the super-sized muggy. So it's going to be big, like comparison to this. This has not been fired. This has. So this is what will come of a super muggy. But I didn't. This could be a pitcher. You could make a little pour spout and a big handle, make like a syrup pitcher, or put a big handle on like this one. Because once it's fired, there won't be much bigger, if any, to this. So this is what comes of the super muggy size. And like I said, I was so frustrated. I didn't finish it. It's still soft enough. I could add a handle, but we'll see. And holy moly, I couldn't find that on the side. Where did I just put those? Right here. Watch out. Watch out, baby. No, that's not them. I don't know where I just put them. I put them somewhere so I could show you. And I don't know where they went. I haven't put that on the website yet because I didn't get to do my live on Tuesday. And then we went to Houston. We left Friday, drove to Houston, which is about a 4.5, well, if you have to stop several times, go to the bathroom like I do, about a 5-hour drive. And so we drove to Houston on Friday late afternoon. And then we went to a class all day Saturday, left the class at 4:30, and drove the 5 hours home, and got home late because I had to be home for Mother's Day to spend with my kids. And Christine Wildison, is that a barrel mug? LOL. Look at this mug, you guys. Look at this mug. And it's got little screws holding the handle on. And look at the inside of that. I want you to notice. Oh, and let's keep the dumbfuckery to a minimum today. I want you to take a good look at the craftsmanship of this. Look at that handle. And then I want you to look at this little dish with all the blueberries. Look at like this perfect glazing around that top edge. And look at that perfect little foot with the perfect little edge on that. I want you to know that Miss Christine Wildison sent this to Mr. Wilson and I. She told me I could have the mug unless I wanted to share it with Mr. Wilson. Well, let me tell you what. He brought the package in from outside and opened it and took the mug before I even got a chance to see it. So I didn't get a chance to share. He stole. He didn't even give me a chance to share. I would have shared anyway, but the craftsmanship on these are just beautiful, and I love them. And Mr. Wilson loves his mug, and it was perfect timing to get a good pulse on what our super muggy sizes will be. I'm betting once that's fired, it's going to be about this same size versus, hold on, let me grab this other mug. Got it. Versus a typical coffee mug. Oh, I just flung my coffee. See, Miss Melody, if you're on, I drank my coffee in this morning. And I'm flinging coffee everywhere. But just a typical mug that holds 16, 18 ounces versus the super muggy. Or a tankard. Or a pitcher. Or a utensil holder. It could be all kinds of things. But this would be the relative sizes. So make sure you want big boys if you order that super muggy. Otherwise, you may want to order the regular muggy. Cold coffee. Love it. And then, again, my little blueberry dish. And it is gorgeous. I just love it. This back glaze is beautiful, too. I don't know what glaze that is. All right. So we have Chris, Chantel, Robin, EH, MT, Adele. And I want to tell you guys, love this mug from Melody. As you can see, it's got coffee. I use it. And then love these from Christine Wildison. Oh, by the way, Christine made the dish. Her hubby made the mug. So they clay together. And how fun is that? We love these, Christine, and your hubby, Dick. Thank you so much for those. I love them. And it's just perfect for a cold drink, Mr. Wilson says. Sue, I just ordered the barrel pen and it's on the way. Well, and look at this. This is the barrel pen at its finest. I just love it. All right. So when I got started this morning, I forgot all about the project I started on Tuesday. And so I did something different. Hey, Paula, Amy, Carla. So first off, I want to say, I'm going to give you a sort of sneak peek with my tester piece. Hold on. It's for the Maybox. We are, no, you know, we do that leather series. We've done Wyoming leather, Montana leather, and those are just so popular. And so I'm going to keep up with the theme of that. Every few boxes, I'll do an addition to the leather series. So this box, the only sneak peek you're going to get, because it's like next week, isn't it? Is it's going to be in the leather series. We're going to call it Colorado Leather because of, oh, how would I say it without giving it away? It kind of got, oh man. Well, you know what our leather series has been looking like. So I will just say, look and see what things are in Colorado, you know, like their state bird, their flower, their tree, their water, blah, 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 blah. You might find something that will be on that. And this is going to be the shape and the size of the dish. It's big. It's, let's see. It's 11 and a half by 9 and a half. So what's on the other side is a surprise. And it's coming with a ginormous form that matches. And it's a 1 inch. Ooh, it's the 1 inch form that matches the shape, which is a beautiful shape. And either of these by themselves, I got something in my mouth, probably clay. Okay, I had clay in my mouth, and I'm not going to say what I started to say. When I show you what I've made, then I will explain it, and then you will see why I didn't say what I was going to say, because that would have been terrible. But anyway, so this is going to be part of what's in the leather series box. Big dish, biggish dish, big form. And of course, there will be other things. And of course, you do not know what lies on the other side of this for a texture. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to put that over here. That's my sneak peek for the Maybox. And let's see, what else? Oh, let's see. Peggy says, hello, everyone. Holy moly from Chris. Love the shape. You know, that will make, you can use any thing, anything you want on there. Oh, I love it. I'm from Colorado, and I'd hope for a Colorado leather. I've ordered it. Oh, awesome, Sue. Okay, let me start what we're doing tonight, because it's already 5:14. Because I forgot about the super muggy, and let me tell you, I have 3 or 4. While this video is going, I'll see where oh, here they are, right here. This I'll be putting up tomorrow. This is the Bloomin' Poppies. This is on the mug that I was going to show you from Tuesday that I just showed you. And the back is square, but you noticed it was a round mug. So you could do a square or a round. What else do we have over here? I don't know if any of my other new ones are on here. Oh, I have another I have another leather that is going to be on the muggy. That is a leather. I don't know which side is correct. You see, I run them several times to make sure I get my settings correct. But a leather is going to be going up. We have our cats going up. And I have 3 or 4 others. And then let me show you the difference in the size between the muggy and the super muggy. So that's the difference in the size. It's huge. It's a big difference. So be sure you're prepared. If you get the super muggy, be sure you're prepared for a whole lot of clay, because that's a big old board. All right. Let me start our videos for tonight. Oh, if you love the cats, we've got matching dogs that I just don't have sitting here. We've been so busy going to Houston. I mean, that's a 5-hour one-way drive to do in a day and a half and take a class all day. Oh, the class. So the class we took, Mr. Wilson and I both took it. I'm not saying much about it at the moment because the instructor and I are going to be doing a collaboration. And the techniques that we learned, the way we will spin them to our style is so exciting. And so we're going to have a bunch of different ideas, classes, things like that coming out of this workshop, but with our own spin on it, of course. So I'm excited, and you will get more about that as the weeks come. So let's get started. Got to have the cats and the dogs. Yeah. It's the same style of dog as the cat is. Those are those atomic cats and atomic dogs. All right, let me get the video started. I think it's this one. All right. I'm going to make a baby bear because I'm going to make a whole set, and I want you to see what the bears look like as a 3-piece set. And then I have a special surprise. So I'm going to show you just the baby bear to start with. I have my clay. I have compressed it, both sides, and I'm just going to lightly pop it around here, making sure that I'm very gentle and that it goes down all the way around. All the way around. Very carefully. In all the places. Just like this. Woo! I almost didn't have enough over there. I do want to lightly go around my outer edge because I'm asking a lot of this clay. So I want to make sure it's got a little moisture so it doesn't crack. Get those little bitty stress cracks, which is what I'm doing here. And then reaching for a knife. I'm going to take some of this off. I'm just coming up and sliding around the bottom of this form and then pushing the clay in with my thumb just to make sure it goes under, just to get this started. It's not perfect, and I'm not going for perfect. I'm just going for getting it down, getting it off. And then I'm going to use my slightly damp sponge, and I'm just going to kind of bring this down. And I'm not pressing hard. And I'll put my finger, a slightly damp finger, to get those indents to show. And I'm just getting it down next to the form to start with right now. Sometimes I just wet my fingers and slide. Just slide down it. Because sometimes I find it smoother than using a slightly damp sponge. And I'm going to wipe it right off with the sponge anyway, so I'm not oversaturating my clay at all. I hear my dogs in there. Hear my dogs? All right. Now, I'm going to wipe off my hands and look at, it's almost done already. Where did my, there it is. Dry my hands. Now I'm going to find my little red rib. Well, this one's bigger than my little one, but it'll work. And now I'm going to go to swooping. Going to come across the top here. Go to dropping. And go to swooping. I'm going to create a lot of crumbs on here. Man, am I struggling today? A lot of little crummy things, but those come right off, so don't worry about them at all. We just want to get this down next to the form and in the little crevices like this. Just like this. Taking my time. And swooping. Just like that. Now I'm going to take all that off of there so that I can come around with it bent and get all the little crummy things off. Wipe them on my sponge just so you can see them. Just like this. I've got a spot that I want to make sure gets pushed in good. And then I want to get this just like that. See how smooth that is? Wipe that off in the clay bucket. And then come around just like this. All right, now I'm going to take my sponge, very, very lightly damp, and I'm going to go around and kind of smooth this out and down, being careful around these bottom edges because I want to keep that thickness the same all the way around, so I don't want to be crunching it off the underneath side. Just like this. Just like this. Okay, and it's all nice and smooth. I want to get my yellow rib back out of my water. All nice and clean. And I want to come across the top here and make that flat. Just like that. Just like that. I had some crumbs on my sponge. That's okay, I'll wipe them right off. There. And this little guy is ready to set up. And then when we flip him over, the little excess pieces underneath, we'll use the wire tool or we'll use a knife. But for now, he's ready to go sit and chill for a while. We'll be back. Okay. So I know I did in one of the lives, I did a little teddy bear, just like quick fast. I didn't really take my time and really walk it all the way through the process. So I'm doing that tonight. And the reason behind that is these are the 1 inch. They're a little bit different. They're straight sides, and want to spend a little more time actually instructing on some of the stuff we make. So tonight's going to be the whole 3-piece set, and wait till you see the 3-piece of those bears stacked together. And I'll tell you, let's see, when I was filming on the other side of the room, so it had to have been 2 years ago at least, we showed, or I showed you several new forms that we had, and one of those was a lot like the bear, but it was a cat with the pointed ears. And I don't know why. You could go back and search and find it. It had to be at least 2 years ago. And why we never did put it out, I don't know, but we didn't. And when we put these little chunkies out, this bear, and we weren't even going to put the bear out. We, just didn't think people would like it. Well, I want to tell you, it's been the most popular, and not just in the little 5-inch side, but the 3-piece sets. So I wanted you to see what the 3-piece set actually looks like. And where my inspiration for it came is this. Miss Bear Lee, yes, she has her foot chewed off by the dog, and she has chew marks all up and down her and all on her back. And if you look at the painting on that, when I was pregnant with my daughter, who just turned a big age, I guess I shouldn't say that online. And my son is 10 years older, and he just turned a 10-year bigger age yesterday. Anyway, when I was pregnant with her, I was on bed rest. So all I did was laid around and toll painted. And I made her this Bear Lee. So I made this 3-piece set because once I get it bisque fired, I'm going to paint the faces on Bear Lee to look like that. So my 3-piece set of teddy bears will be Bear Lee's. And then I'm going to put 3-dimensional flowers right here at the ear of her head. So it's going to be a whole thing. Hey, Cindy Orvit, Cindy Dormer. Nice to have you both here. And so I will video doing the bear face. The bear face. Hey, Melody. Oh no, you had a few rough days. What's wrong? I haven't heard from you. I showed your mug again because I was drinking my coffee out of it. Okay, let me go to the next video real quick. Uh-oh, where'd my videos go? Now, this first video, I made the little tiny one, and then I do make the middle-sized one as well. It is a repeat of the little one, but it shows you the difference. And there is a difference of making the little babies and making the bigger ones. So I'm going to show you baby and mama bear, but I didn't show Papa Bear. I didn't do it to you 3 times. So here we go, I think. Okay, we did baby bear. Now we're going to do mama bear. And again, I have another little slab of clay. I don't have a measuring tape in here. Let me grab one. I'll tell you what size this is real quick. Actually, there was one right beside me. So I've got an 11, 10 and a half, 12 by 12. Anything in there will work. I like to go bigger so that it drapes and doesn't fold as much. But I have compressed this on all sides. And so now I'm just going to bring this down and around. And as I do this, I'm not pressing it down. I'm kind of holding it up because I don't want these edges to crack up. Even if they think I'm funny, I don't want them to crack up. The things we do to amuse ourselves while we clay, correct? And I'm just bringing this up and down. And then I wipe these edges just to keep it loose. My clay's a little dry, so I'm being careful. Like this. And notice that I'm taking my sponge and coming up with it. I don't want to pull this clay down at this point. We will in a bit. Okay, now I'm going to press this down. I must have cut that clay. Got a little slit in it that I might have cut it with my knife, but that's okay. I'm compressing that up and it should be fine. Should be all fine. All right, now I'm going to grab my rib and I'm going to come around the top here. I want to get this compressed in around this top edge more than anything because my clay is kind of older, a little more dry. See the swoop? We did the swoop. And let me cut off this. Oops, sorry about that. There goes my phone. Let me cut this off. Get some of this extra weight off of here. Making sure I don't cut it too tight. Let me turn my phone off real quick. All right. And then I'm going to come down. Sometimes I like to lightly press right here where I'm not putting fingerprints in the clay. Just like this. And now I'm going to take the rest of this off. And again, I don't expect it to be perfect. I come up like this, turn my knife right on the bottom of the form, press the clay in with my thumb as I slowly go around the form. And I'm leaving that knife horizontal against that form. So one, I'm not gouging my clay, but I'm also not slicing up my form. And I'm taking my time. I don't want to slip a petal and have to start over. Okay, and so now I'm just gonna, I see I have a little bump there. So I'm gonna take my rib and just kind of swoop that. And I'm swooping in so that I get the, see how I'm getting that shape? I'm gonna come here and do the same thing, swoop in, and notice I swoop down because if I come straight across, I'm just gonna flare this out. So I wanna come down and around, and then I wanna scoop into that, and down and around. And then I like to just barely get wet. And like I said, my hands are smoother than my sponge, and I can get a smooth, much smoother sometimes than my sponge, and get that to stick to the form, or press up against the form, I should say. Just like that. And if you'll notice, I'm not putting a bunch of water. I see a little divot there. I'm simply using I've got more control with all of this, with this shape. See this with this shape? And then I can go like this with this shape. My thumb can go right here, and that gives me the shape of my bear. And then another one's done. I'm gonna leave that. This was 6 minutes. I'm gonna leave that to dry. Now I'm not gonna do another one on camera, but I'm gonna do the large one, and then I'm gonna do 2 more babies, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what I did. I made the 3 bears, baby bear, mama bear, papa bear, but I made 2 extra babies. I'm gonna show you what I did with the babies, and then we're gonna decide what all it can be, what it can be. Let me see if this is the right video. All right, I'm back. I flipped over mama bear. What have we here? We have a chunky bear frog goat head, and we have 2 little bear heads. And so we could do so many different things with this. We could put little balls of clay in here and let them dry, and it could be a rattle for a child. But would you give a child a ceramic bear head? Maybe not. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take let me find my serrated rib. That's going to be the best thing. Get my serrated rib. Put this over here. And I like to just kind of stick it in water. And I've already taken these off the form and cleaned them up. And I'll show you that with a different bear head. And they're both close to the same thickness. They were done with the same slabs, and they're both about the same wetness. So I'm gonna score these really good. Crosshatch score on both of these. Get them really, really done well. And then I'm gonna take my little craft brush and wet this. Get it all nice and wet. And if water runs down into the body of the bear or the head of the bear, I thought I saw something running over there, but I guess not, then I would definitely wipe that out with a sponge. You don't want that to stay in there. I mean, a few drips probably aren't going to cause an issue, but I would still take it out with a sponge. You work too hard on this stuff to take any chances, right? And now I'm going to just score it one more time. I want that to have lots of slip on it. All right. Now, I'm going to take these little guys. They're still a little wet for what I would like. This one's pretty dry. Maybe I'll leave this one on the bottom and put this one. It's a little more malleable. I'm going to set this as close to exact as I can. Get it all lined up. And kind of wiggle that in there. Do not push here, you'll get a flat spot. And I am gonna lightly tap it so that it will sit flat. And then I'm gonna take and just kind of take my serrated rib and go back and forth across that seam. This will help that seam. I can tell you my bear should have been a little drier because where I touch it, it's kind of squishing in. So I should have let it dry a little longer. So make sure you're pretty close to leather hard when you do this. Okay, I've got this all scored in there. And like I said, this should have been a little more leather hard. But he's good. All right, now I'm going to get my smooth rib and I'm going to rib this back up. Okay, got my metal rib and I'm just going to smooth this in. Then you'll never see that I had that seam there, especially if I'd have waited till it was a little more leather hard. And I'm going to come up and just smooth this out so you don't see the seam. And just take your time. Enjoy. If you see a spot that you think you need to put a little clay, take some of your slip, stick it in there, and then smooth it, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is get this other side, and then I'll just let it sit over here and get a lot more leather hard before I continue on with it. Don't forget the bottom. I've done that before. Forgot to ever turn it over and do the bottom, and it blew out. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to set this aside just like it is, all grungy, not looking good. And let it sit. In a minute. I'm fussing with it. I want to get all the slip off into the low spots while I have it on my rib and get it put in where it needs to go. because I have it on my rib, might as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave it just like that. And we're going to let it sit, and then we'll decide what we want to do with it. Okay, so here he is. A full head. Okay, so if you seen me laughing earlier, it's because to do what I did it probably an hour at least, maybe 2 hours too soon. I should have really waited till it's kind of leather hard like it is now. So when I was holding it, my sides kind of sunk in. So I put a hole in the bottom and I blew on it, blew in the hole, and it popped his little sunken inside back out. Kind of know when to stop cat licking. That's right. And so if you are working on something like this and you sink it in, once you've got the seams completely closed up, then you can put a little hole and lightly blow in and it will puff back out. If you blow too hard, you blow out your seams. And that's what I was going to say earlier, that I poked a hole in my cat's head and you can figure out what it was going to sound like. So what I did was I took 2 of the babies and made this. Now, what could we make with this? We could put little holes in the top and put flowers in it. We could put Bear Lee's face on the front of this. Could you imagine if this bear was painted like Bear Lee? We could paint that and put a slit in the top of it and put a hole in the bottom with a little piece of cork or something, and it could be a little child's piggy bank. We could just put holes in it and put lights in it, and it could be a night light. Sue says a beady bank. What's a beady bank? To put beads in? Let me know what you meant by that. Missy says it's a sass night. Oh, it is always a sass night. Speaking of sass, well, let me finish this up real quick. So what ideas do you have that you could, a new mother's gift when she has a new birth, flowers and a balloon? Perfect. That's a great idea. It could be a child's birthday gift. It could be put a spout off to one of the ears and a handle for a teapot. That would be adorable. It could be a big reveal at a baby shower. There's so many things. And I did just the baby. What if you did a bigger one? Okay, so for instance, let's see. I know it's behind me. There it is. Remember my stack of Baroque rectangles? No. Is that what these are called? Anyway, this set of forms, I took the 3 single forms and stacked them and put my clay on it, and it did this. Remember my heart? I put a big heart and then a little heart at the side and made it a vase and put the holes for the flowers where the little heart was. So you could do that as well. And speaking of, let me get my 3-piece set of bears. That could be, oh my gosh, the most adorable dinner set for a grandchild, a child, a niece, a nephew. Let me grab it. It just came out adorable. Adorable, I tell ya. Yeah, baby. My dog has to lay right under my feet. I'm going to see if I can hold this up without dropping them because they came out so good. Look at these. Look at the sizes of that. Is that not perfect? Like I said, you could put a face in these. You could just do a texture. I thought about doing just an ABC's rolling pin where you could do upside down, could be a little car like this, like this. Oh, yeah, you could do something like that. I love the ideas. Oh, a berry bank. Okay, yes, a berry bank. That would be a good idea too. But this is what I've got it sitting on the big one. But this is what the sizing looks like for the 3-piece set. So, though I had made a small one in another live, I thought it was important. Could get a set of cakes and layer. Oh. Huh? Oh, you could make this and you could put cake batter, make cake in it and make a layered berry cake. Oh, that'd be adorable. So I wanted you to see what it looked like in its 3 sizes. So I thought it was worth you seeing it yet again. All different bear faces, a panda bear, a polar bear. Yeah, I want to show you guys something. Hold pointy ears for a cat. I do have a form for a cat. I showed it several years ago, and why, oh why, I never put it on the website is beyond me. Hold that thought, though. Where are those paper plates over there? Okay, guys. Now, I have ideas. So I was asking you for ideas because I have all kinds of ideas for you. I'm going to hold up the little bear. The little bear could be a frog. What an adorable little face. And how easy that is really to paint. Right? Remember, if you're going to make bears for little kids, they want simplicity, right? But is that not adorable? There's one idea. Wait till you see this idea. Ta-da! All of these are this shape. So you could do a cow face in there and make it a cow. Cow's ears don't really stand up like that, but oh well, who cares, right? So, what about Tony the Tiger? Same shape. Well, it's a little different shape than our bear because I found these later, but a tiger. Here's another idea of a bear for just a simple face. And, oh, speaking of piggy bank or berry bank, how about a piggy bank? Bet you never thought you could do all of that with this shape. How about a Dalmatian doggy face? Is this just not the cutest? And then here, oh, I just dropped it in my water. Here is a totally different concept. I'll turn it over for this one. Let me get the bigger one. No, I can't get the bigger one. I'll drop it. A duck, and his ears are the feet. We already had put this out. We put this out, and we were grocery shopping and came across these. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got it. You know what I spent on those stupid little paper plates? Because it was perfect ideas for these little bear heads. So tell me in the comments, elephant butt. Yes. Do you know that's the only thing I can draw is an elephant's butt, the backside of an elephant? My grandson, who just got home from his first year of college. Oh my gosh, I got to brag for a second. My grandson just finished his first year of college at A&M in the engineering program. In engineering, if you guys know anything about that, that's pretty dang hard. And one of the hardest fields of engineering is chemical engineering, which is what he's going for. But when you go to A&M, you can't what's called ETAM, which is declare your major, and you have to get accepted into your specific engineering that you want. He's in the engineering program. He just hasn't set his specific yet. And there's all this stuff you have to do. Well, if you get a 3.75 GPA, and when you do your ETAM, you have to pick 3 areas like chemical engineering, materials engineering, electrical engineering, that kind of thing. And you should get one of your 3 choices. If you get a 3.75 GPA for your first year of college, you automatically get your first pick. Woohoo! And he put his head down and he worked his fanny off. Oh my gosh, that boy worked his fanny off. And he got a 3.75 and he picked chemical engineering, and that's what he's going for. One of the hardest engineerings you can do. But it'll be one of the highest paid when he's out. But anyway, I had to brag. I had to brag a little bit. And he will be, not next week, but the following week, he'll be back working for me for the summer. And he designed this little roller. It is a diamond plate roller that he designed when he worked for me last summer. And this is 3D printed. My son-in-law next door has a 3D printer, so I could 3D print all kinds of stuff to add to our box. I just have not done that yet. But he did that, and he made some spiral rolling pins that we haven't put out yet. But he'll be here and creating a bunch of stuff for us this summer, which is exciting. So anyway, what do you think? Weren't these cute? Cute ideas, right? Which was, put in the comments, which was your favorite idea? Was it Bear Lee's face? Or was it little rollers? Or was it one of these? Which was your favorite idea for these bears? And yeah, I'm a proud mama. He calls me Mama, M-A-W, M-A-W, and Mr. Wilson is Pawpaw, P-A-W, P-A-W. And he was our first grandchild, and the first grandchild kind of names the grandparents, right? And so that's who we are. For my 3 grandkids, which is all the grandkids I'm going to have. The youngest is finishing up her freshman year of high school. Yes, chemical engineers can formulate glazes. And he can throw on the wheel, too. He's a good wheel thrower. Duck and Dalmatian. So, Duck and Dalmatian. And these were Melody's picks. They are just adorable, adorable. And Penny Paul's not on. She has a Dalmatian. What a cutie. We could call this Dalmatian Henry. Oh, and Misty, right before I thought I was going to be late for the live to come on because I was putting a sandwich loaf and a regular artisan loaf, doing my final pulls and putting them in their respective containers and putting them in the refrigerator so that I can cook them in the morning. So still cooking my sourdough and loving it. Frog. So Sharon likes the frog. Mr. Hoppy says the duck. Or Mr. Wilson says the duck. Yeah. So these are pretty, I would think pretty easy. But let me do this. I'm going to do each one and just set it there for a second. That way, if you want to go back and look at them and draw that out, you can. So there's the Dalmatian. There's a frog. Gosh darn. The duck. It's Mr. Duck. And then another Dalmatian. And the pig. I'm just holding them for a minute here. So you could go back and look at this if you want and draw it. Here's a simple bear. But definitely gives you that it's a bear. Tony the tiger. That's kind of a scary looking tiger if you ask me. But, it's a tiger. It's an idea. And then the cow. That would be a pretty easy one. And then what started it all was the frog. If you remember from when I first showed these, my inspiration was my frog plate, which I still, between Mr. Wilson and I, we still eat on that probably almost daily. And it was one of the plates we had bought for the grandkids when they were babies, when they were young, because of our last name being Hoppy. But there you have it. Now, something else I just thought of as I did this. The big one, you could take where the ears are and you could scoop them down and see how that's kind of scooped down. So you could put like chips and little dips or veggies and little dips. You could probably do that in there as well. Anyway, that's it. I gave you the sneak peek. I'm going to let my berry bank set up. I gave you the sneak peek of this is going to be the size and the shape of the plate for the Maybox, but you don't know what the texture on the back is. And then this will be the form that matches it. And it is a 1 inch with finger holds. So, and that's a very good size. In fact, the form itself, I believe, is 8 inches. And this is, I don't remember. I will tell you. I will tell you what it is. And that's just part of it. I already did that, didn't I? 11 and a half. I think I already did this. I'm losing my mind. 11 and a half by 9 and a half is the size of this. So that's a good size. And it will be called Colorado Leather. And that's the sneak peek for the box. Of course, there's other things in the box, though. So, hey, Miss Stacy. Hey, Amy. All right. That's it. That's all I have for you tonight. I'll put some of these other Muggy and Super Muggy designs up. And I saw somebody ask about the Sassy Swoopers. I actually just turned my membership community software back on. I have dog duty starting Saturday till the following Sunday, not the next day, but the following Sunday. I have dog duty. Oh yeah, Chris is asking too. I have dog duty for my daughter's dog, which means I have to stay next door at her house to take care of her dog. So I just turned my membership software back on, and I will be doing all the programming of that this following week. And then you will see the link on my website. I'll put a post out and I'll put an email out, but you'll see the link on my website where you can sign up for information on it. So while I'm getting the things all in there and what it's all going to entail, you can sign up for the email list for the info. The email list is no commitment. It's just simply the email list so that you can see what's going on. And then when I get it done and get it opened, then you'll be the first in the know to decide if you want to join the group or not. Again, there's no commitment by getting on the email for the Sassy Swoopers. That's just so that you get the information first, so that you can decide if you want to be a part of our family. Because this group is going to be very interactive, very everybody involved, everybody join in. You don't have to, but we're going to give the opportunities. And it's going to be a place to, there's so much going on in the world these days, and that's all I'm going to say about that. It's a place to go and get away and have fun in the clay with others who have fun in the clay, and everybody share ideas. So that's my whole job for next week while I'm babysitting Archibald, my Great Dane, which is my daughter's baby, which is my grand dog, because she's not having kids, but I got a grand dog from her. So that's the update on that. Is there a video for the Muggies? No, not yet. Oh, you weren't on. Tuesday, I was doing the Super Muggy. I was doing a video for the Super Muggy, and then my internet was not on, so I had to cancel, and I put this aside, and then we went to Houston for a class over the weekend, and I forgot all about it, so I didn't finish it. But this is the Super Muggy size, and I will put up a video on the Muggies, but this is what the Super Muggy size is, and in comparison to the mug that Christina Wildison and her husband sent us. He made the mug. She made the dish. And this is Super Muggy for like a tankard. But look how close. This one obviously is fired. This one isn't. So it's going to be pretty close once they're fired and everything. This will probably be just a hair bigger. But compared to the mug from Melody, a regular, I'm still wearing my coffee, the regular mug from Melody, and then the big tankard mug from Christina's husband. So that's going to be the difference between them, and I will get a video put up for you guys. So I'll put a video up for that. Yeah, it's huge. But Melody, it's not hardly much huger than the big mugs I've gotten from you. Maybe. But this one, yeah, this is pretty big. I'll get this fired this week and put it up. And maybe we'll have to go somewhere in between the Super Muggy and the Muggy. But that's all I have for today. So, well, you got a sneak peek, Chantel, of part of the Maybox. Maybox is part of our leather series. Every few boxes, we add a leather look for the leather series. And this happens to be a leather series look. If you have Wyoming leather and Montana leather, you're going to love Colorado leather. All right, guys. I will see you soon.